Good evening and welcome from Phil Waybright Gymnasium, the home of your Argos Dragons. Welcome into tonight's broadcast on RTC4.com and on Channel 4 in Rochester. Good evening, everybody. Steve Stricker here alongside Andy Stone.
Hello, hello, and here we go.
We got Blake Thomas running camera for us tonight. It's a matchup of two 3-0 teams here tonight at Argos. It's going to be the Argos Dragons taking on the LaVille Lancers. Argos comes in obviously at 3-0, again coached by Gordon Mawson. Coach Mawson is 40-33 in his fourth season now here with the Argos Dragons. 405 wins, 231 losses in 29 seasons of varsity coaching action. Last time out, the Dragons won at Lakeland Christian 62-23. LaVille Lancers come in with a equally perfect 3-0 mark. Head coach Michael Edison, who is now in his 10th season at LaVille, 124-86. Their last time out, they defeated Rochester 71-41. The only common opponent here in the early season for the two teams was Bremen. Both teams having won that game. LaVille won 60-53. Argos won 52-40. And the last meeting was last year on the 6th of December. And Argos won that up at LaVille 65-57. Andy, should be a good one here tonight. LaVille had, what'd you say, 18 made threes against Rochester. We come in here similarly with the first home game with Tippy Valley coming off of a huge game against Warsaw. They lost the game, but they made a ton of threes as well, and the Argos defense came up huge in that game. They won that one 25-23. Only allowed 2 3-pointers in the game for Tippy Valley. So they're going to have a similarly stout defensive effort here tonight against the Lancers if they want to come out of this one perfect after the game.
Yep. Well, here's the biggest thing. It's going to be a fast pace. They got big guys, so they're going to be nervous down low. But like you said, they like to shoot the three. Now, Coach Mawson is going to be preparing the boys for that and telling them, hey, you're going to have to stay high. The biggest problem is we're going to have to not get open passing lanes there down low because they will go out, then in, and then they go back out when we start covering low again. Now, they're going to have to worry about, Manikowski's coming in off a 24-point game, so they're going to keep their eye on him, and we definitely have some height with Ken Digg and Diego. Also, it's going to be a good matchup in size overall. They do have a little bit thicker players due to the fact that they have football also in wrestling, so they put a little bit of weight on us comparatively. But if the Dragons come out, play their type of defense, and just settle down, do the little things, which we said was a big improvement in the game after that Tippy Valley, like making free throws, because we had an atrocious night there at the line, and then keeping control of the ball and not, we had more turnovers than free throw attempts, and we definitely had a higher percentage of turnovers compared to them, compared to what we made free throws. I mean, we were 0 for 5 or 6 just in the first quarter alone. So you change that, and we're up, and we win the game by 10 or 12. So we're gonna have to come out, hustle, and battle. That's all there is to it. It's going to be a tough game, but it's definitely winnable. Both teams are going to be hungry. Argos and LaVille always have had a great rivalry, especially when it comes to bi-county history. So when they go at it tonight, it's going to be a tough game. We just hope everybody on the officiating staff can keep up and call the game well and no one gets hurt.
The Dragons are led in scoring by Sam Manikowski, averaging 15 a game through the first 3. Lucas Vanderweel averaging 12, and Owen Nifong is averaging about 8 as well. For the Lancers, they are led by Luke and Jared Beeler, their 2 leading scorers, as well as Riley Cox. Riley Cox is a 6'5" junior, and they're going to have to keep a big eye on him. He's not an inside. I mean, he plays inside as well, but he is a definite threat from beyond the arc as well. So, it's going to be challenge. The heights are very similar. It's not, the Dragons have some size. The thing that the Dragons did well against Tippy Valley in defending the 3, you've got Diego and you've got Sam, and you've also got Owen and Lucas, who are very long and able to defend outside. So they did a nice job. We saw Diego a couple times in that Tippy Valley game get
some blocks on that.
On a kid that thought he was going to be able to shoot a 3 over the top, and
it didn't go well for him.
Yeah, you were talking there before the game, and I actually talked to Brian Coons, who is Diego's host family's parent, I guess. He's played a little ball.
He's played a little ball.
But
Madrid, not
Madrid,
American. That's definitely different.
Well, his team in Madrid came in second in the country in their division, in their junior division. The thing that Brian was telling me is that he is a guard on that team.
Yeah, well, I imagine everybody's super tall.
Yeah, I mean, at 6'5", he's used to playing outside. So we've seen some issues, not really issues, but he's just not as comfortable right now because Coach Mawson has him playing inside because he's the tallest kid on the team. But he is very comfortable playing outside the arc, and we'll see how this thing goes tonight. It should be a great game. You got coaching legend, Jack Edison.
Oh, Jack, yes.
Assisting his son Michael. You've got a coaching legend on this side with Gordon Mawson. He's almost 30 years into his career. LaVille, Argos, the rivalry goes back, as long as both schools have been around.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a great night of Indiana basketball here at Phil Waybright Gymnasium. Dragons coming back out here on the court. You've got, I talked about Riley Cox. His grandpa, great-grandpa, Dale Cox, is the namesake of the gymnasium at LaVille and was one of the founders of the Bi-County tournament.
Yep.
Speaking of Bi-County tournament, the draws were held today.
They were
held today. The Dragons will be facing Oregon Davis.
Okay.
The varsity teams will be playing here. The JV teams will be playing at OD. And they'll take on, in their part of the bracket, they have John Glenn and New Prairie on the other side. So we're going to take a break. We're going to get our starting lineups here in just a moment.
RTC Fiber Communications is now serving the community of Argos. Now you can enjoy the incredibly...
Got that new home edition and you're keeping it covered.
Ooh, coverages now. I can help with this. Got zone coverage, man coverage, combo coverages.
I don't know, Peyton. I think more like the coverage your nationwide agent offers.
Oh, you want to go there? Home, auto, life, business, farm, boat, RV, ATV, camper, pet, motorcycle, your tour bus. Did I mention farm?
Contact Jennings Insurance Agency today or visit one of our offices in Argos and Rochester.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we know that buying your first home can be an overwhelming process.
The mortgage experts at First Federal Savings Bank will work with you from application to closing.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we pay standard closing costs for our first-time home buyers.
We offer free pre-approvals and local loan servicing throughout the life of your loan.
Stop in and talk with one of our mortgage lenders and take the worry out of buying your first home.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
Protect yourself from personal attack on campus, in the home, at the mall, or wherever you are. Blue Dragon Taekwondo in Rochester is offering a self-defense boot camp so that you have the basic skills to protect yourself in an attack. Blue Dragon is the area's leading martial arts facility. Master instructor Dave Colger and his team welcome new participants and those seeking to learn the basic self-defense techniques. Contact Blue Dragon Taekwondo today to learn more about this exciting self-defense boot camp.
Then you guys can plug your camera in there.
All right, welcome back here. Getting set to go. We're going to do the starting lineups and get going here from Phil Waybright Gymnasium. First up, the starters for the visitors from LaVille High School. Number 3, a 5'10 sophomore, Connor Wizgoric. Number 4, a 5'11 junior, Luke Beeler. Number 23, a 6'4 senior, Jacob Good. Number 40, a 6'5 junior, Riley Cox. And number 41, a 6'4 senior, Dalton Dove. And now the starting lineup for your Argos Dragons. Starting at guard, a 5'11 sophomore, number 3, Sam Manikowski. Starting at another guard, a 6'1 junior, number 5, Lucas Vanderweel. Starting at forward, a 6'4 junior, number 11, Ian Kindig. Starting another forward, a 6-foot sophomore, number 35, Owen Nifong. And the man in the middle, a 6-foot sophomore, number 55, Brayton Thompson. All right, Andy, here we go. Getting set to tip.
Well, here's, one little fact. You talked about Sam Manikowski averaging 15 points a game. And one of the games, out of the first 3, he didn't have a single point.
Yeah, the Tippy Valley game.
He could have really helped his average if he'd put a few in.
Yep. Well, there was only 25 points scored in that game, and that was the winning score. So,
that's pretty sad.
It's going to be number 23, Jacob Good, the senior, going up against the sophomore Kindig here for the tip.
And the pep block is slightly rowdy tonight.
Everybody's lined up. The ref's ready. Tips up in the air, and it goes to the Dragons. Here we go.
All right, Kindig with the big tip. Here he goes. Manikowski has it. Picks his dribble up. Pressure's on, and he gets it over to Vanderweel. And there goes Manikowski. Vanderweel, shot blocked. And Dragons will just have to settle down, play it defense. And there's a first turnover. And it's off of, that's going to stay to the LaVille. Nifong hits the deck.
Nifong with a good defensive effort, but he slid out of bounds with it, and it's going to stay over at LaVille.
And here comes the Lancers around the top, setting up the play. There's a tip, and it's blocked, and he still gets it and puts it off the rim. Off the rim again, and it's tipped out of bounds, and it's going to stay Argos. Ball goes down the other way.
Well, that was a nice job there by Kindig. He read that backdoor cut by Cox and was able to get a hand on it. Cox was going free in that backside.
Well, I think that play is called UCLA because that was one of the UCLA's key plays, was that backdoor around like that. And I watched the boys in 8th grade do that last night, and they were calling it UCLA. And we've seen it with the girls program a couple times. They rotate around, Manikowski out wide. Relaxes. Man-to-man defense going to be tight tonight. He's on the ground, and there's a jump ball.
Jump ball is going to go to LaVille.
Yep.
So far, the Dragons 2 possessions and no shots. Yeah, they had one blocked and then a turnover.
Yep. And they had one shot so far, and it was off the edge of the rim, and the Dragons came away with it. Here it goes. Braden throws it up, and it's in the bucket. Number 4.
Well, Beeler. Yeah, yep. Beeler did a nice job there. They were trying to pick and roll, and both guys went with the guy that was setting the screen, and Beeler just went in for the layup.
Thompson gets the ball knocked away, has it back. Picks it up, gets it over to Manikowski. One thing about LaVille, they got their hands up and into action all the time. Vanderweel.
This is going to be similar in style to the way the Tippy Valley was playing, and there's a travel.
Oh, and he's going to call a charge. Oh, my word.
Looked like he traveled before the charge.
Well, he did the one jump.
Yeah. Nifong's going to get the foul. It'll be his first, team's first.
It was a nice looking bucket. Too bad they got the foul.
Well, I thought he traveled before he charged.
Ball's down, and Nifong with the steal. Tries to get it, gets it. And there goes Kindig, and he's stripped.
Cox strips it, but he was on the line, so it's going to stay Dragons ball. And a great defensive effort there by the Dragons.
And by LaVille. He got back and took that away from Kindig.
Well, Cox, he can get down the floor in a hurry at 6'5". He only takes about 4 strides and he's down the floor.
Yeah, he's his sister's tall. She's the goalkeeper freshman for the Lancers. Nifong with a nice little move, and it's just off. But, hey, you used the glass. I like that. Just off a little bit. And 5:24 left in the first quarter. Dragons down 2-0, and it's going to be a battle royale. Speed, defense. Oh, here's a travel. Kicks it back, lost, loose, hands are out. LaVille has it somehow. Kicks it in the corner. He's open, and for 2, 3. Okay.
Connor Wazorich puts the Lancers up 5-0, and we got a timeout on the floor by Coach Mawson. 4:58 left here in the first, and LaVille is up 5-0. I didn't see. Is that a full?
Yeah, Mawson wanted a 3-second call, and they let the official have it, and the official said, listen, it's not 3 seconds if they move in and out of the lane.
All right, so we're going to keep it here, and there's a 30-second timeout.
Yep.
So well, the Dragons have yet to put any points on the board. 4:58 left to go, so 3 minutes, 2 seconds into the quarter, and Argos is down 5-0. 5-0, man, you got me in the soccer already.
I love it. 5-0, bro.
So 5-zip. And a little full court pressure here by the Lancers, and it causes a turnover for the Dragons.
Or Manikowski. Now Nifong battles for it. Jump ball, and it's going to be back to Dragons.
Well, the pressure, we saw it in the Tippy Valley game. The high-pressure defense caused a lot of turnovers for the Dragons, and LaVille running a similar style to what Tippy Valley did.
Manikowski just needs to relax. The boy's got talent. He's got to get some self-confidence. You wouldn't think that'd be a question after coming off a 24-point game. Kindig for 3, and it's off the mark. Rebound gets to LaVille. Dragons can't get a bounce at the moment by the looks of it. I thought Manikowski was going to come away with it, and it bounced odd and went to LaVille. Kicks it over. First sub of the game going to be coming in for LaVille. Rotates it wide, drops in there. Cox has it. Back over. And it's in again.
Well, that's the second 3 for Wazorich. And 8-0 now is the lead for the Lancers. We talked about it. They hit 18 threes, Andy, against
I bet you he
Rochester.
had a few of them, to say the least.
Got 2 for 2 so far. Kindig tries to throw his arm into him, and he doesn't have anything behind him. And it's going to be a turnover again for the Dragons.
And Dragons in trouble at the moment. We said this would be a tough one.
Nice pass in there from Dove to Cox, and an easy lob, and that's 10-0 now with 3:20 left here still in the first quarter. Dragons have got to find an answer here on the offensive end right now.
Yeah, Mawson may have to change the lineup a little bit, try to help himself out. Maybe someone else has something different.
Travel.
Manikowski, and there it is. There's the first one. Manikowski's going to be pulled.
That was good defense there by Dove. He just kind of laid back. He saw Manikowski was wanting to put some pressure on it, and he just laid back, and Sam, just kind of slid his foot there. And 4 early turnovers here for the Dragons. Still no points on the board. We got 3 minutes left in the first.
They got it out the top of the key. Kicks it over. Shoots a 3 again, and that's good. Number 11. Beeler comes in off the bench and puts his first shot of the game right in. And the Dragons.
3 for 3 from beyond the arc for LaVille.
All in the same corner.
Yeah.
Wow.
Same.
The Dragons going to have to rotate out and play some high defense. Going to have to get Diego in there with some height and possibly block some of those. Vanderbilt gets the ball. Looks, and he's going to drive it. Goes up, misses. Rebound. Bowenbacher kicks it out to Nifong. Nifong's going to drive. And they're going to get the block to foul, and he's shooting 2.
Well, that's going to put Owen Nifong at the line, and we saw in the Tippy Valley game. That can be interesting at least. We'll see if he can put a free throw in here. I don't know. Didn't see the.
I think he did pretty well. He was like 7 of 8, I think, at
Lakeland.
At Lakeland. So I think it was just a confidence issue, and let's see here. And he's just off the mark, a little short. Still a little short. He's been short all night, all year from what we've watched. And
he's short-armed. He was 0 for 5 against Tippy Valley, and you know the defensive pressure kind of
there it is,
takes a little bit out of you. Nifong puts the first points on the board for the Dragons with 2:10 left here in the first quarter. 13-1 is the score.
Well, the Dragons just going to watch that three-point line, but not leave that open for a pass in the middle. Goes up, misses. Rebound. Kindig swats instead of picking it up. Goes straight to LaVille, and he puts it right in.
That's Beeler again. He's got 4 now, and it's a 14-point LaVille lead.
All I can tell you is they've missed 2 shots tonight, and they both have been right underneath the basket. If I'm LaVille, I'm staying that distance. It's typically the other way around in teams, but not here. Missed. Rebound. Bowenbacher. Nifong gets it. Kindig fakes. Puts it over. Vanderbilt goes around. Jump stop. Gets him in the air. Shot. Missed. Kindig can't get the rebound, and he's fouled from behind.
They're going to call that on Dalton Dove. That's going to be his first, team's first. Dragons will have ball out of bounds. They got a couple subs. Cox and Riley Wagner are going to come in for LaVille. Connor and Jacob Good are going to take a seat on the bench.
Yep. Well, Dragons down to a dismal 1 point so far with 1:13 left. Here could be 2 more, and they are.
Nice move there by Vanderweel inside. He's wanting the foul, but no call. First field goal for the Dragons here.
Yep. Well, LaVille just needs to relax. They've got the game in hand already, but there's a quick steal by Vanderweel. And there's a putback, and it's put in.
Kindig with a good job there on the board.
Fakes. He almost was open for a 3. Fakes, drives, kicks it low. Up, shot, and 1.
Nice strong move inside by Dove. He's going to get the shot and a chance for the and 1. Bucket is good. And they're going to call Braden Thompson on the foul. That'll be his first, team's second.
Second. Team's second.
Dove's free throw is perfect, and the Lancers up 16-5 now with 23.4.
And he just rotates players because he plays nonstop hustle. But his boys get plenty of rest. And we're going to run out of steam before this game's over. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, we saw that kind of substitution pattern with, he did not establish position.
And here goes Diego. 17 seconds left. But here's the thing. He could have subbed Diego in earlier, but now it looks like, and it was, Thompson makes one mistake all quarter by throwing it too early, and then he pulls him out. What kind of message does that send?
Don't make a mistake.
One mistake and you're pulled. I don't know. That's what we used to see from Miller, and there's a swat, and it's still in.
All right, there was a block, but Good stayed with it, and he was able to put it back in, and that was a good first quarter for LaVille. And if you're a Dragons fan, that was not so good. The score after one is 20, LaVille, Argos 5. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back here with second quarter action in just a moment. You're watching RTC4.com's coverage of Argos Dragons basketball.
RTC Fiber Communications is now serving the community of Argos. Now you can enjoy the incredibly fast speed and reliability of fiber internet.
Got that new home edition and you're keeping it covered.
Ooh, coverages now. I can help with this. Got zone coverage, man coverage, combo coverages.
I don't know, Peyton. I think more like the coverage your Nationwide agent offers.
Oh, you want to go there? Home, auto, life, business, farm, boat, RV, ATV, camper, pet, motorcycle, your tour bus. Did I mention farm?
Contact Jennings Insurance Agency today or visit one of our offices in Argos and Rochester.
All right, second quarter is going to start here with the Dragons down 15. 5 first quarter turnovers for the Dragons. There was 4 turnovers for LaVille, but they were 3 of 3 from beyond the arc, and just as good on the inside, scoring 20 points there in the quarter. They're on track to put up 80, Andy, and Dragons are going to have to find a answer for the Lancers on the outside and on the inside.
Yeah, the only problem is if they get tired, they could be putting more than 20 in. Kendig breaks it up, and it's out of bounds.
Ball stays at LaVille's end.
All right, rotates it, kicks it out. I think, LaVille had, 12 substitutions throughout that first quarter?
Quite a few, yeah. Coach Edison's not shy about playing a deep bench.
And there's a quick 3 from Cox, and it's off the mark. Over the back.
They're going to get Good over the back, and I've seen that not be called a lot. I mean, he went really straight up.
Well, but he gave Kendig a little push forward before he jumped, and that gave him the balance to jump, and Kendig didn't really get to jump. Mawson's going to get a technical before this is over.
I don't know. He's not too happy with something.
That official, because he keeps saying they're not calling 3 seconds and this and that.
Yeah.
Kendig picks up his dribble, and he gets it stolen. And there's a reach-in foul by Bowenbacher. And here comes Riddle.
That's probably not a bad foul there by Bowenbacher.
No, it prevented the easy lay-in, and going to at least make him try to earn it there from the ground.
Because that was a good push ahead by the Lancers. They had an easy layup attempt if Bowenbacher doesn't get that.
Well, I think I don't see any of the members from the Lady Lancers basketball team. They must have a game here tonight, or a game tonight somewhere.
So there's a turnover and a foul,
foul.
on Riley Wagner. That'll be his first.
There's a bonus for once. We got a turnover on them and the foul. It's typically just a turnover.
Team's 4th foul. I'm missing somebody.
That's all right. Very first foul of the night you missed. I don't know who it was.
It doesn't help me then, does it?
Nope. I didn't want to correct you again, so I didn't say anything. Ball's knocked loose. Blocked.
Wow.
With ease.
That was a huge block by Good. Well, he is 6'4".
Yeah, he had a big block just like Diego when Diego first got in here. Bowenbacher gets the ball in. Vanderwill. Reversal.
Nice
up and under.
Nice move by Vanderwill. Gives the Dragons 7 points with 6:20 left here in the first half.
And he's open. Cox fakes. Shifts around. Watch the foul. And there's a turnover. Vanderwill gets the knife on. Diego's going to pick it up. Knifong ends up with it.
I mean, knocked out of bounds, but it's off of Cox, so it'll stay Dragons ball. A couple more subs coming in again. Beeler and Dove coming back for the Lancers. Well, Cox is going to take a break.
Gets the ball in. Bollenbacher has it. Vanderwill to Nifong. Down to the baseline. Dribbles in. Dribbles back. Rotates it. Riddle. Fakes. Dribbles. Goes around. Nifong again. Down low. And he gets it. It goes.
Vanderwill.
And one opportunity.
That's his 6th point of the night out of the 9 for the Dragons. And he's got an opportunity to make it 7.
Well, the Dragons are cutting in.
10 here if he can put this in.
They're going to gain 5 up on him.
Foul was on Wagner. No, foul was on Zorich. That's his second. That's who I missed. He had the first foul.
Yeah, there you go. Why don't you pay attention?
Thanks. Free throw here by Vanderwill. In and out.
Still the Achilles heel of the team so far.
1 of 3 so far tonight.
All right, Vanderwill's out high. Bollenbacher. Riddle. And there's the back door.
Diego from behind.
And rebound. Riddle battles for it, and Diego's going to get it. Jeez, oh, Pete. Oh, boy. Riddle.
Oh, he double dribbled. Yeah. His crossover was pick
double
up the ball and dribble with his left.
I like the going at sophomores, going for it.
Yeah.
Just got a double dribble there, but his shot did go in. If we could keep all the bonuses or points that we make that they take away, we'd be at 4 more. All right, Dragons defense is tightened up in this. They haven't scored yet this quarter. And Bollenbacher's relinquishing the lane. If he would have turned and went the baseline, that guy got to go right down through it. Cox was wanting that back door. Foul. Yep. Vanderbilt knows he reached in. And Manikowski's going to have to go back in.
That'll be on Vanderwill, his first.
And that's good work for Bollenbacher. He had a really good job. I think he really kind of helped him out there with that spark. And they missed it. Rebound, Diego, and he's fouled.
Frustration foul there by Good. He misses the shot, and that's his 2nd foul, and that's the team's 6th. So the Dragons are going to be in the bonus here. Next foul for LaVille, but the free throw stripe has not been kind so far.
But that's one thing about high intensity and always this and that is when that happens, you give yourself a lot of opportunities for foul trouble. We always said that about Oregon Davis. They're always high pressure. And there's
a basket by Manikowski. Nice drive, and he didn't try to go too far in against Cox. Oh, he gets the steal, but he can't control it.
And it's up and under, loose, and it's going to go off of there. It's going to stay blue.
Well, Manikowski's break there looks like it did him a little good. He comes in and gets a bucket, almost gets a steal.
Shot. Yeah, nice confident shot. And now the Dragons have definitely stepped up the defensive pressure. Cut the lead down to 9 from 15. Travels.
No, there's the 3 seconds. Coach Mawson got in his ear there, and they get a 3-second call on LaVille. So a turnover for the Lancers. 3rd of the quarter, only the 7th already for the half.
All right, Manikowski comes across the timeline, relaxed, pulls it back, dribbles down, pulls around, looks, kicks it over. Nifong gets a hit away, and there's going to be throw in for the Dragons.
Good defense there by Wagner of the Lancers.
Nifong's kind of complaining, but he's got to get some stronger hands. Going to have to muscle up. These boys are some strong kids, and they play that way. If the officials aren't calling it.
Dragons have outscored the Lancers 6-0 here so far in the second quarter.
Nifong. Oh, turn and score to the basket, Nifong. I want him to shoot that three. Manikowski over to Riddle. Riddle dribbles around. And Diego is in the back, ready for it, and it's blocked. That pass was red, and here comes a Nifong foot race. And there's blocked by Nifong.
That was perfectly played there. He waited until the
he's left it, lost it, and there's, oh, what a block by Nifong.
He gave Beeler plenty of room. He waited till the shot was up, and he went up and just sent it back, and that was beautiful defense.
And Kindig comes out, and great work for Riddle.
Dragons want to cut into this 9-point Lancer lead here with 2:45 left.
Getting a little momentum. Here comes the trap. Manikowski picks it. Oh, my word, he gets punched in the face. Kindig. Wow, it's a charge.
Dove did a good job of selling that one there. I don't know if he was in position or not, but he sure sold it, Andy.
Yeah.
He laid his body out, and he took the hit, and he did a good job. And the Lancers are not doing so hot on the offensive end here in the second quarter.
But the Dragons aren't cutting into it enough.
Yeah.
They've only cut it down by 6 when they need to have cut it down by about 12.
Yeah, they left about 4 easy points there so far. Should be about 20-15 right now.
All right. Man-to-man, working hard. Dragons unfortunately had a poor first quarter, and there's the first 2 of the second quarter by Cox.
Nice drive to the baseline there. Cox with 4 now.
Got their defense going here in the second quarter, but haven't got the offense really going yet.
Back to 11 for the Lancers.
Vanderbilt going to drive in. Nifong kicks it over. Kindig down to Diego. Diego back over to Kindig. Manikowski. Jump shot, and it's off the mark. It's up in the air. Diego. And Dove just takes it away. Ooh, travel. Cox kept it, kicks it over. Dove fakes the 3, going to drive in. Kicks a little baseline jumper, and it's in and out. Rebound, Diego. Kicks it over to Vanderbilt.
They need to stay on the ground on that fake by Dove. He's not going to shoot that 3.
Pass over to Nifong, little baseline jumper, and it's good. Nice smooth shot from Nifong.
Owen Nifong with his first field goal of
travels,
the night.
You betcha. He travels. He took a step big time. And they caught it. Very good.
Cuts the lead back to 9 for the Lancers. Nifong had a nice jumper right there from about 12 feet.
Well, Dragons going to try to cut this down a little bit more, waiting. Manikowski has it. Pulls in, fakes, kicks it out to Nifong, or Vanderbilt. Kindig. Brings it wide. And Manikowski comes back to take the ball. What was a 5-second call?
That's the only thing
But he was out past the line, and the guy wasn't on the other side of the line. He wasn't covering him.
Well,
nobody else was counting.
Yeah, he was counting apparently.
No, not real sure. Ball's tipped. It's all in the air. Dove tries to throw it in the air. Diego gets it. And
that's going to do it after one half of action here at Argos. The Dragons down 22-13. That was a 8-2 second quarter, but as we said, there was a lot of opportunities right there for the Dragons to cut into that lead by more than they did.
Yep.
Going into the half, down 9. So we're going to take a break. We'll total up our first quarter stats and first half stats and come back here after this. We're watching RTC4.com and Channel 4 in Rochester.
RTC Fiber Communications is now serving the community of Argos.
Got that new home edition and you're keeping it covered.
Ooh, coverages now. I can help with this. Got zone coverage, man coverage, combo coverages.
I don't know, Peyton. I think more like the coverage your nationwide agent offers.
Oh, you want to go there? Home, auto, life, business, farm, boat, RV, ATV, camper, pet, motorcycle, your tour bus. Did I mention farm?
Contact Jennings Insurance Agency today or visit one of our offices in Argos and Rochester.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we know that buying your first home can be an overwhelming process.
The mortgage experts at First Federal Savings Bank will work with you from application to closing.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we pay standard closing costs for our first-time home buyers.
We offer free pre-approvals and local loan servicing throughout the life of your loan.
Stop in and talk with one of our mortgage lenders and take the worry out of buying your first home.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
All right, welcome back. At the half, the Dragons are down 13-22 to the LaVille Lancers.
The tale of two quarters.
Yeah, it was, but the good of the Lancers in the first was better than the good of the Dragons in the second. 20-5 in the first quarter. The Dragons outscored 8-2 in the second, but not enough to make up the difference. For the scoring, pretty balanced scoring throughout for LaVille was Zorich with 6 on 2 of 2 from three-point range. Riley Cox and Luke Beeler both had 4. Jared Beeler had 3, and Dalton Dove had 3, and Jacob Good had 2 for the Lancers. 8 turnovers for LaVille in the first half. For the Dragons, led by Lucas Vanderweel with 6. Owen Nifong had 3. Manikowski and Kindig both had 2. 9 first half turnovers for the Dragons. But it just seemed like the first quarter with the 5 turnovers, LaVille was able to do more out of that than the Dragons were. So second half, third quarter, I think the first 5 minutes are going to be critical here for the Dragons. They're down 9 right now.
That's not that bad.
If they can get it to about 5 midway through the third, they'll be in really good shape. But if it goes up, to 15, obviously they're going to not be in so good a shape. So we'll see what the Dragons can do. They got 2 games on tap here this week. They're both going to be home games. They'll be back on Saturday night with the Jimtown Jimmies coming in for homecoming.
Yep.
Lady Dragons are going to be in action on Thursday night.
Back-to-back games. Who set that up?
Thursday and Friday, both road games. They're going to start off on Thursday down at Rochester. The Rochester WROI crew will get the call of that game. And then we'll be on the call Friday night at CGA against the Lady Eagles. So big week here for both boys and girls Dragons squads. The Lady Dragons trying to come back from a loss on last Thursday to Morgan Township and see if they can't. It's going to be a tough one down at Rochester.
You betcha.
The Lady Z's are doing really good this year. I think they're 6-2 on the season, and so we'll see what the Lady Dragons can do, trying to come out, get a win off of Yeah, Morgan Township team comes in ranked number 6 in Class A, and they proved why they were number 6 to the Lady Dragons.
Yep.
We're going to let it go here for the rest of the half. We'll be back here with second half action from Phil Waybright Gymnasium in about 5 minutes.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors. The lawyers and staff of Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients presently and for the future. See a full list of services online at peterson-wagoner.com. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, personal property, and outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice data and video connectivity for the 21st century. Online at rtc1.com. First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout North Central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com.
All right, welcome back here to Phil Waybright Gymnasium. We have about a minute to go here before the start of the second half. Dragons down at the half, 13-22 to the 3-0 LaVille Lancers. And it's going to be a little bit of a hill to climb here in the second half for the Dragons. Good second quarter by the Dragons, outscoring LaVille in that quarter 8-2. But they dug themselves a 15-point hole in the first quarter, so we'll see if they can dig a little bit at a time here and get out of this hole, Andy, in the second half.
Yeah, they're going to have to step up the offensive end. The defense really come through shining. once Mossland got them to change it and really get up on their faces, not allow the easy buckets. Tough defense on the breakaways, just smart positioning, just a lot better. Unfortunately, we really couldn't get super hot on the offensive end, but the Dragons are just going to have to step it up just a bit more on offense and keep the defense right where it's at, because when you hold a team like this that goes out one quarter scores 20 and the next day only score 2, you're doing something right with your defensive plan. Vanderbilt has it, caddy corner, Kendig for 3, and it's good. What a way to start the half.
Not a bad little start right there. Kendig, he's got 9 now. No, that's Vanderweel.
That's Vanderweel.
Kendig has 5.
Yep. So they rotate it. Dove had it, kicks it back over. High pressure, tips, and they got the height advantage. And it's loose. Cox drives in. Up, and he gets the power in. Somehow he musters the strength to get it up and in there, and he puts it in for 2.
That was a little bit of a circus shot there by Cox. That's his 6th point, and it's an 8-point lead here for the Lancers.
Good balance on it. Vanderbilt, Kendig. Kendig fakes. Manikowski drives down low. Kicks it back out to Vanderbilt.
Oh.
And it's a bad pass. It's loose, and LaVille comes away with it.
He had Kendig right there.
For a second. Just a little late.
A little late and a little low on that pass. And LaVille's able to get a hand on it and knock it away.
Kicks it out. He's not going to shoot. I haven't seen him take a far distance shot. Let him go. Let him look like he's going to shoot. He's not going to pull the trigger on that. Now Cox, he will. Kicks it over. Here's a quick 3, and it's off the mark. Loose, Dove gets the rebound, puts it up, and loose, and it's over the back. On number 3, over the top of Manikowski. And in Diego's coming in.
They get Dove for the foul, his second, team's first.
Thompson's out. Thompson.
Coach Mawson going to the bench early here.
Kendig's going to camp in the corner. Knife on. The zone. Knife on all the way through, and it's a blocking foul and shooting 2.
Nice scoop shot. Can't get the shot to go. They're going to get Cox with the foul, his first, team second. And Nifong at the line. He's 1 of 2 so far tonight. See if he can bring the Dragons a little bit closer, down 8. He can bring them to within 6 here if he can hit both.
Yep.
First one is good.
Big free throw there, give him some confidence. And Dragons are coming back, starting off the right way offensively. And it's in. Now the Keats to work on the defense.
3 of 4 for Nifong. Gets the Dragons back to within 6. And we talked about it, Andy. Yep. Right here we are, down 6 with about half of the third quarter. Nice defense there by Vanderbilt.
Yep. Dove, let him be out there. He's not going to go and shoot. He's picked his dribble up. So the Dragons seem to know who the three-point shooters are and who aren't. And it's blocked. Loose, and rebound goes to Vanderweel. Diego's got his 4th block of the night. Diego looks, travels. Well, I guess he switches pivot feet.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
I didn't necessarily notice it.
Need that ref here the other night against Tippy Valley. They were switching pivot feet.
Missed. Rebound, Kendig.
Big board by Kendig. He was up over the rim on that one.
Manikowski. Little jumper, and it's off the mark.
That might have been altered there just a little bit.
Yep, he traveled.
Good defense by Vanderweel, and he causes the turnover for Cox.
And Vanderweel called it when he blew the whistle. Vanderweel called it because he knew it.
Starting to get a little chippy, Andy. It's going to get worse before it gets better.
Oh, my goodness. That is such a dive.
That is a flop if I've ever seen one, but he gets the call.
Oh, my word. That's that's 3 charges I've seen tonight on the Dragons, and that's the most I've seen out of a game in I don't know how long. Charge calls once in a blue moon, and they have really learned to sell it.
They have. That's the second one that they've really, really sold that may or may not have been a charge. And there's Vanderweel. He gets a charge on the one end. He's going to get a block on this end. It's going to be his 3rd foul. And they can't afford to have him go to the bench.
That was such an elbow. Wow. Well, when the officials don't make the proper calls, then the kids start getting angry or chippy, frustrated, and that's where these fouls come from. Cox fakes, drives low jumper, off balance. Diego, and it's just positioning. He had the height, it was just the position. The ball came farther out, couldn't get the rebound. Dove has it, he fakes. He's not gonna shoot it. Double screen, shot, and it's good.
Big 3-pointer by Beeler, his first of the night. Puts the Lancers back up by 9. So everything that the Dragons have done here to start the 3rd quarter is gone.
Gone nothing. Unfortunately, couldn't keep up the offensive presence. Double screen for the 3-pointer. Couple calls didn't go in the way of the Dragons.
Coach Mawson wants a timeout. The trap up top on Manikowski. We're going to take a break and be back here in just a moment. 27-18, Lancer lead with 3:41 left to go. You're watching Argos Dragons basketball on RTC4.com.
Got that new home edition and you're keeping it covered.
Ooh, coverages now. I can help with this. Got zone coverage, man coverage, combo coverages.
I don't know, Peyton. I think more like the coverage your nationwide agent offers.
Oh, you want to go there? Home, auto, life, business, farm, boat, RV, ATV, camper, pet, motorcycle, your tour bus. Did I mention farm?
Contact Jennings Insurance Agency today or visit one of our offices in Argos and Rochester.
All righty, here we go. The Dragons took a timeout. We're back to action with 3:40 left to go in the 3rd. Down 9 again.
Vanderweel kicks it over, and it's stolen by Dove. Bounce pass, gets through. And tipped out by Manikowski, and it's going to be Lancer's ball.
Thompson's going to check back in for the Dragons. He's going to give Vanderweel a break with 3 fouls. That's a good substitution by Coach Mawson.
He probably had to sit the rest of this quarter, unfortunately.
Well, Vanderweel is getting a little bit inside his own head there. He's got to just kind of settle down and play ball.
Knife on. Moving screen. The pass was open. They didn't see it. Rotates it around. Kicks it in the corner, fakes, drives. Open in there, and there's a foul, and he's shooting 2.
It's going to be on Diego. That'll be his first. Team's 3rd here in the second half. Puts Jacob Good at the line, shooting 2 for the Lancers. First one rims in and out.
Well, the Dragons did all that work, and now they're back to that 9 points. Couldn't keep the momentum going, but the charge call down there really killed them.
Well, the charge, and then you follow it up with
the
a
block down there, dead end.
2 fouls there on Vanderweel really quick. Second free throw is good by Good. It's a good shot by Good, and it's a 10-point Lancer lead.
Manikowski.
So the Dragons had it back down to 6, and now the Lancers have extended it back to 10.
Kindig. Forces it. Bad pass. Bad choice of a pass. And he gets fouled, and he's shooting 2. Helps him up.
So Kindig throws a bad pass and then causes a foul, and that's going to put Connor Zorich at the line shooting 2. First time here for him at the free throw stripe.
Well, if he shoots like he shoots the 3, we're in trouble with these 2. And he does not.
Lancers up 10 now with 2:27 left to go here in the third. Braden Thompson's going to go out, and Vanderweel's going to check back in here for the Dragons.
2:27.
Second free throw on its way, and it's good. That's the first points here for Connor since his 2 3-pointers early in the game.
Yep. Vanderweel's going to break that press, and Dove bouncing his body off of him. Kindig rotates. Naifong has it. Caddy corner, Kindig. Gonna drive, go up to it. Look at that.
Oh, my goodness.
We could have been using that all game. Wow.
He got up in the air on that one.
Cox has it, kicks it out. 23 and Dove. They're neither one shooting from 3-point line. Let them have it out there. Down low, off his feet, and it's a turnover.
Connor tries to get a little fancy right there, and it goes off of Dove. And a turnover for the Lancers. 9-point lead with minute 39 left here in the third. Right where we started at the beginning of the quarter.
Vanderweil, Naifong. Nope, he's fouled afterwards.
Naifong, Dove is going to get called for his third.
He looks at Coach, and he gives him the nod. He's like, yeah, that was a bad foul.
And Naifong was going strong to the basket, but I think if he would have just laid off of that, I don't think Dove really needed to foul him. But Naifong at the line. He's 3 of 4 here from the stripe.
Much better tonight.
Oh, yeah. First one is a little flat on that one. Needs to get up and extend. 3 of 5 for Naifong.
Good takes a seat.
Second free throw here. Naifong up in the air, and that's good. 4 of 6 for Owen from the line. And the Dragons are back to within 8. Minute 28 left. Diego's going to take a break. Bollenbacher checks in for him.
All right. Ball's in, and they're playing.
Three-pointer on the way, short.
Rebound, Naifong.
By Beeler. Vanderweel.
Fakes. Gonna drive, fakes. Kindig, open, gets the ball. Loses it, and it's out of bounds.
Just tried to do a little too much there. Kindig with the 5th Dragon turnover. Minute 5 left in the third.
Somebody on the other side's awful loud over here. Drives around, kicks it back. Watch him. He's a quality shooter from distance. Eight-point lead.
All right, Coach Mawson changing up the defense, going a little 1-3-1 trap, it looks like.
Well, this is old school LaVille, 4 corners. But they do this with a 6-point lead and 8 minutes left. And there's the turnover, and it's tipped out.
Good job by Norwich from behind. Third turnover of the half for the Lancers. Dragons with 3.8 left here in the quarter. See if they can get a good shot.
Nifong. And puts it in at the quarter, and that's a great shot from Nifong.
Well, Nifong now has 8 points. He's got 5 in the quarter, and it's back to 6 after 3. So the Dragons fought back. Lancers came back, got it to 10, and now it's back at a 6-point game here at the end of the third. We're going to take a break, be back here with more Dragons basketball from Phil Waybright Gymnasium here in just a minute.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we know that buying your first home can be an overwhelming process.
The mortgage experts at First Federal Savings Bank will work with you from application to closing.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we pay standard closing costs for our first-time home buyers.
We offer free pre-approvals and local loan servicing throughout the life of your loan.
Stop in and talk with one of our mortgage lenders and take the worry out of buying your first home.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
All right, welcome back. We got 8 minutes left in regulation time. The Dragons cut 3 off of the Lancers' halftime lead. They brought it down. It went back to 10. They got it back down to 6 here with 8 minutes left. So it's going to be LaVille's ball to start the fourth.
Well, they're not going to go into the evening without a battle, let's just say. Once more into the breach, my dear friends.
Well, after scoring 3 of 3.
There's a Bowenbacher steal, and he gets tipped from behind.
No, he had Kindig going there, and he saw him. I was going to say after 3 of 3 in the first quarter from three-point range for LaVille, they've only hit 1 in the last 2 quarters.
Well, it's almost too fast for their own good. Nifong back over to Vanderwill. Kindig, Bowenbacher going to dribble out of the corner, rotate it around, fakes, and gives it over to Nifong. Oh, and Vanderwill's wide open, and he gets a bucket. What?
Beautiful assist on that by Nifong.
Woo! Cuts it down to 4.
Dragons are in business. Vanderwill's got 8 on the
Boston's
night.
telling him, when he gets it back in, don't let him worry about him out there high. And they let him drive the private lane and put it right back in.
Nice drive by Beeler. That's his 9th point of the evening.
All right, let's see what the Dragons can do.
A little back and forth here to start the fourth quarter.
Bowenbacher. Nifong gives it over to Manikowski. Vanderwill. Manikowski going to do a little bump jump, and it's in.
Nice pull up from 15 there by Manikowski. That's his 4th point of the night. It's a 4-point game again, 27-31.
Well, we could use him getting hot right about now. Drives, puts it up, missed. Rebound, Manikowski. And he's coming from behind. And it's tipped from behind by Dove.
Lancers are good at that. They're getting their hands on the balls from behind, and they got to really watch that, the Dragons.
Let Dove shoot it from there. He hasn't shot it all night. He's had tons of opportunities.
Well, that's what happens.
That's what happens if you don't pay attention.
Backdoor cut by Riley Cox. That's his 8th point of the night, and it's back to a 6-point Lancer lead.
Kindig.
Bad pass.
Kindig gets it, puts it back over to Nifong. Oh, and it's a bad pass reception. Not real sure happened there. He's going to kick it over to an easy bucket.
Well, that's 4 points there for Cox. Last 2 trips down the floor, and it's another 8-point lead. So the Dragons had it down to 4, and Cox puts it back up to 8, 27-35. So every time the Dragons punch, LaVille counterpunches, and we're back to an 8-point advantage for the Lancers. Just some little things, yeah, right there. I don't know, how you You got to really watch that backdoor cut, obviously, by Cox. But then you can't overplay because the three-pointers are there. So, LaVille has a lot of weapons on the floor, and they're really proving their 3-0 record here tonight. And every time the Dragons start to get some momentum, the Lancers are able to push right back. And here we are once again extended back to an 8-point lead for the Lancers. Almost back to where it was at 9 coming out of the half. So Coach Mawson working with his guys, trying to go over some things for the defensive end and the offensive end, I'm sure, here. 5.5 minutes left in regulation.
Well, that quarter right there for this timeout, you could see momentum swing from one side to the next. The Dragons had it at the beginning, and then it was last minute. It definitely went towards LaVille. Couple little things, couple call here or there, and it could be a different perspective on the game. But the Dragons just going to tighten up and see that gutsy play that's done so well for them defensively. Nifong has it, gets it to Kindig. Kindig fakes, kicks it over to Nifong. Manikowski comes, gets it. Jumper, and it's short. Vanderweel with a big rebound. Nifong, Kindig for 3. This could be huge, and it is!
Kindig puts his second three-pointer in of the game, and it's a 5-point ball game just like that.
And it's blocked by Diego. Tipped away, thrown back. Kicked over. Foul.
Yeah,
and
charge.
There's a foul on him.
Beeler's going to get called for the charge. Great defensive play there by
Manikowski was there. There's been 3 charges on LaVille, or Argos, and the first one on LaVille, and they just act like the world just went on fire.
I don't know what Coach Edison's face looks like from the back. His head is pretty red. He didn't like that call at all, but the Dragons with the ball down 5 with 4:40 left to go here in the game.
Dragons need to build off this momentum swing. Kindig for 3, and it's off the mark. Oh, nobody was rebounding earlier. Nifong was reactive on that.
Well, Kindig came off of his spot. He's down there in the corner the first 2.
Cox has it, pulls back, kicks it over. They want to clear it out. Good hasn't shot a 3 all night. Don't worry about him. Cox wide open. There's a block.
Yeah, Manikowski was a little late on the rotation right there, and Cox is going to earn a trip to the stripe. That's Sam's first, team's 5th. Cox with 2 from the line. First free throw attempts here of the night for the junior. And he's good on the first. 36-30 LaVille lead. Cox is going to try and make it a 7-point advantage.
And he does.
37-30, 4 minutes even left to go here in the game.
Well, at least we got the old-fashioned Indiana barn burner back and forth. Just a little bit more of a lead than we'd want to let them have, but action going nonstop. Kindig has it.
You didn't like the 25-23 Tippy Valley game?
No, golly. Nifong tries it, and he loses it. He saw Diego, but he lost the control.
Well, the Dragons got it back to 5.
And then they just turn it over, or they just don't come up with the points, and they let them get the lead back, and that's happened all night tonight. Breaks 2, 3, puts it up, misses. Diego with the rebound, gives it over to Manikowski. Gives it over to Diego, kicks it over to Kindig. Oh, he should have gave it right back to him. Reach in, reach in, reach in. Ball's loose, jump ball.
Gonna stay Argos on the jump ball. Yeah, you talked about the it's not the number of turnovers per se. I mean, the numbers aren't. Yeah, it's just when they turn it over, it's just really killed the Dragons. 9, 14, 17 turnovers is not great, but it's not, end of the world turnover-wise. But the fact of the matter is just when those turnovers have occurred and what Lancers have done off of those turnovers has been a
crucial
killer
for
too.
them, yeah. Manikowski way up. Drives in. Nifong gets it. Drives. Tries to feed it. It's a kick. Uses his feet to stop it.
I would have loved to have seen Owen pop up right there at the volleyball line and take a little 10-footer.
Manikowski has the ball. Going to try to get it in. Gets it into Kindig. It's tipped out of bounds.
Good defense there by Good. Yeah, I didn't mean that.
Yeah, I know.
Great defense by Good.
Kindig has it.
All of a sudden, they've gotten a little tighter on him out there.
Yeah. Manikowski, a little jumper and it's blocked. Gets it ball back.
More great defense by Good.
Nifong's going up and gets it over the top of the big man.
That was a tough drive there by the sophomore Nifong.
Back to a 5-point. Here comes a trap. Calls a timeout.
All right, great defense by the Dragons. They're down to within 5, 32-37 with 2:12 left. We're going to take a break. Be back here for more action from Phil Waybride Gymnasium in just a minute.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we know that buying your first home can be an overwhelming process.
The mortgage experts at First Federal Savings Bank will work with you from application to closing.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we pay standard closing costs for our first-time home buyers.
We offer free pre-approvals and local loan servicing throughout the life of your loan.
Stop in and talk with one of our mortgage lenders and take the worry out of buying your first home.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
All right, it's a good one here all the way down to the wire. 37-32 is your score. Lancers lead with 2:12 left to go in the game. And Andy, could you just imagine if the Dragons wouldn't have gave them a 15-point lead coming out of the first quarter?
No doubt.
I mean, that's
what a train wreck at that. But they woke up, they played their defense, and they've really battled, and it showed good heart. And that's what I've wanted to see, the heart of this team, and that's really starting to show.
Even if they could have scored 10, 20-10, it'd be tie ball game right now. But we are where we're at, and under 2 minutes now. And LaVille's going to go four corners with a 5-point lead. And defense there by Nifong. Good job.
Vanderbilt needs to relax. He's still got two.
Three,
yes, two left. But kicks it over. Dove.
LaVille will run this clock clear out if they can. They're going to have to decide, are they going to start fouling people or are they going to change things up here? Little trap right there.
Dove gets it back.
They ran a minute off the clock here. And Kindig decides to foul. He's going to foul with Sorich.
Be smart. You got fouls to give. One more puts him on the line. Oi, down to under a minute. The Dragons just couldn't keep up with it.
No, they're letting precious seconds run off the clock here. Right there, I think you want to foul him, I think. I don't know. Dalton Dove, the senior, he's 1 of 2 from the line. See what he can do. Down 5, the Dragons with 47 seconds left. Lancers are content here to run some four-quarter offense. Dove at the line shooting 1 and 1. And he puts that one in. Wasn't pretty, almost fell over the line after the shot, but goes in for the senior.
No asterisks next to it.
No. It's in.
It's in.
6, and it's off, but there's an offensive board for the Lancers. That is inexcusable by
long rebound.
Yep. So they got a foul again. It's going to be on Nifong, and he's going to foul Beeler. And I don't know, but I think Beeler might be a pretty good free throw shooter. What do you think?
Yeah, we could be in some. Well, we're in some trouble. We're not going to make this deficit up. We're just out of time. But unfortunately,
Beeler with 9.
The score line's going to be a lot bigger than what the game really should be.
Beeler puts in his 10th
when you
point.
foul. Yeah, when you foul like that, it just spreads that gap and it looks bad.
Well, it just goes back to that first quarter. I mean, you just can't spot a team like this 15 points and expect to, come back. They've had their moments. Beeler puts both of them in. Dragons have had their moments where they've got it back to 4 or 5 points, but the Lancers never relinquished the lead. And it's back up to an 8-point advantage now with 40 seconds left. Got some full court pressure just to slow the Dragons down.
Kindig's in the corner. And Manikowski loses it again. Unfortunately, Manikowski struggled against some of the tougher defensive teams.
And they're going to put Beeler back at the line.
17 seconds left, down by 8. So we're fouling again.
Beeler was 2 for 2 in his first chance at the line. The foul will put Nifong with 3. One and one. First one is good for Beeler, the junior. And it's a 9-point lead. We got Bollenbacher. He's going to check in for Manikowski with 17 seconds left.
Shots up, and it's good.
Beeler gets the roll on the second. He's 4 of 4 from the line. 10-point Lancer lead with 17 seconds left. Dragons fought hard, but they just gave up too much in that first quarter.
Yeah, you
couldn't battle back from the 15-point deficit that they
accrued.
Yep.
Accrued up, and then once we got close, we'd have either a costly call with a certain foul or one end or the other, or just a really bad turnover at the wrong time, and that's where it really come down to it. There wasn't an overabundance of fouls. It's just right when they were happening, it was a bad time for us.
Well, the fouls and the turnovers, they just came at the ultimately wrong time for the Dragons.
All right, rotates it around. Nifong, Kindig for 3. And he puts it in again.
Well, Kindig 3 of 4 from the beyond the arc. Gives the Dragons, knocks the score down a little bit, 35-42, but unfortunately it's going to be a little bit too little too late for the Dragons.
Kindig's like 4 of 5 from the 3-point line? 3 of 5?
3 of 4.
No, he missed 2. He missed 1 over here and then 1 over there.
Okay, so he's 3 of 5.
Yeah. Well, you said he wasn't in his spot, remember? On the first one he missed.
Yeah.
And then he just missed 1 earlier on the front corner. The second shot of the night. His 3.
So he's 3 of 5.
Killing me, Smalls. Pay attention, Stricker. I know you can't do it all. Being producer, sports color man, scorekeeper, secretary.
Well, it's hard holding.
It's hard
holding you guys up.
I tell you.
It's a
Next
heavy
thing
burden.
you know, you're going to start selling hair tonic. Try and help me out.
Well, if you got any advertisers, we're more than willing to.
Yeah, I hear you. I've been talking to people, but money nowadays is scarce. And they get the ball in. And Cox breaks loose, and that's going to be it. Even though he lost control and it went out of bounds.
All right, your final score, LaVille 42, the Dragons 35. The LaVille Lancers will move to 4-0 on the season, and the Dragons will fall to 3-1. Dragons will be back in action here Saturday night, taking on the Jimtown Jimmies in homecoming action here at Phil Waybright Gymnasium. The Lady Dragons are going to be on the road for 2 starting Thursday night down at Rochester. And they're going to follow that up the next night on Friday over at CGA. I guess the only good thing with 2 road games, they're not too far away. Nice little trip down to Rochester and then, short trip across to US 31 over to CGA. All right, for your totals for the LaVille Lancers, tied for the lead with all scorers, 13 for Luke Beeler. Riley Cox had 12. Connor Wazorich had 7, and I apologize, probably been saying that wrong all night. Dalton Dove had 4. Jared Beeler and Jacob Good with 3 for the Lancers. Only 12 turnovers on the game for LaVille. For the Dragons, tied leading all scorers tonight, Ian Kindig with 13, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. Owen Nifong had 10. He was 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Lucas Vanderweel had 8, and Sam Manikowski with 4. Once again, your final score, LaVille Lancers 42, the Argos Dragons 35.
Tough loss for the first one of the season. You're right, 100% though. I got to give Coach Moss some props, though. He changed his defense in the boys from first quarter to second. And then the boys woke up, and that was a big part of them to take it from 20 to down to 2 points the second quarter. That's a huge step, but that's just a huge number to overcome. You're right.
Well, the score 20-5 after 1. And after that, Argos in the final 3 quarters outscores LaVille 30-22.
Yep.
But, you just can't spot a team 15 points, and especially a team the quality of the LaVille Lancers. So congratulations to Coach Edison and the Lancers on their win here this evening and on the rest of the season. We did mention the bi-county draw happened today. The Dragons drew Oregon Davis. They will be playing here at Phil Waybright Gymnasium for both the boys and girls varsities. The boys and girls JVs will play over at Oregon Davis. So we're going to wrap it up here for this evening. The Dragons again fall 42-35 to the Lancers. For Andy Stone and Blake Thomas, I'm Steve Stricker. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's coverage of Argos Dragons basketball on RTC4.com and on Channel 4 in Rochester. We'll see you again. Well, we'll be back on Friday night. But you can tune in to RTC4.com on Thursday. They will have coverage of the Lady Dragons versus the Lady Z's from Rochester. Good night, everybody, here from Argos.